So our list is for selling stuff, right? Do you know there's different ways you can use your list? We need to explore how often we're going to be sending out our email, but we also want to look at how we retain our list as well. So it's great to build it all up. It's great to put all that content out there and give people the option to come and sign up and get something for free. We have to understand that an email marketing list is more than just a tool to sell product. So there's different ways you can use your list. The traditional way is increase sales, and that's the way most people think about email marketing campaigns. But did you know you can get social engagement from your list members? So a really powerful thing is deepening that relationship with them, especially if you're selling expertise or creating that connection with them, creating that brand connection with them. If you can get them engaging with you and talking to you, then your email list is helping you develop a long-term relationship that can lead to long-term sales, long-term value for yourself and your list. You can also improve your site SEO. So by creating an email when you put new content out, letting people that new content has come out, you're going to get an influx of visitors on a new piece of content. And when Google see that and they see the stats and they start seeing lots of people hitting that page and spending time on that page, remember your email list is hyper targeted to your content. So if you put content on your page and then send them to that page, they're going to spend time on that page. And the way one of the big factors in SEO works is time on page. If you've got people on your page on an article, that article then gets boosted in search and people then can find it. It will get a higher ranking from Google in search. So that's a really good way of creating that impact. And the same for a content launch. Exactly the same thing with a podcast or a YouTube video. I will do this a lot with YouTube videos. If you're on my email marketing list, you'll see this. When I release a video, I'm going to tell people why. Because those first 24 hours of a brand new launch of a YouTube video, if I can drive 100, 200 views in those first couple of hours, YouTube are going to see that and they're going to sit up and take notice. And if that search term comes up in search, they're going to go, this is new, this is hyper relevant, and people are watching this and they're engaged. And again, you've got that hyper connected, engaged group of people watching your videos. So you can boost a content launch. So I hope you're beginning to see now that a list is more than a way of creating sales. It's about you coming back to that permission for you to be useful. If you're useful, if you engage, you can get so many more benefits out of your newsletter list than just sales. You can get a long-term relationship, you can improve that site SEO, and you can also boost content launches when you do some content marketing, maybe a new blog or a video or a podcast. Extremely powerful. So how often? Well, this is all about audience tolerance. I could say to you once a month is enough. Once a week, once a day. Some people have email lists that they email them literally every day and they get high retention rate. So audience tolerance is really important. How do you figure out the audience tolerance? Ask them. You know, you're building up a list every now and again, say we're doing weekly emails. Do you find that useful? 2 emails a week. Would you prefer that? Once a month. So that's something you have to consider. The other thing is your time commitment. So if you're the marketing person for the business, that's fine. You're going to have time to do as many emails as you want. But if you're a small business owner and your time for marketing, you're doing the marketing, then you have to consider time commitment. If you commit to a 1 a day email, then you've got to do that. And that's a lot of work. So you might do fortnightly, you might do monthly. but I wouldn't leave it too long because we want to retain that list. How might we decide? Well, come back to audience tolerance. So if you've got a newsletter on the Ford Capri, Ford's old car that people love, and you're going to do a little newsletter once a month for them, that's probably fine. If you're doing a WordPress security email, for instance, where there's constant threats that are coming in, people are going to want that in their inbox straight away. They're not going to want you to wait till the end of the month to find out that 3 weeks ago you knew about a security hack that they suffered. Now, I know they're extreme examples, but you've got to think about the audience tolerance. How many emails can they tolerate before they decide that you're filling their inbox up too much? And how much can you commit to your email marketing? And you have to be realistic about that time commitment. So you've built up this list and it's going really well, but are you retaining your list? You see, one of the most important things is keep them engaged. Keep those emails useful. Keep them relevant. Be relevant. And if you can do that, you need to retain your list. Now, the biggest drop-off reasons for dropping off of a newsletter is people start out with great intentions. First couple of weeks, they go out and they get 20, 30, 40, 50 people on their email list. And then they send out an email for a few weeks and then they forget. And then 6 months later, they go, oh, I'm going to send out an email. And all of a sudden, they send out an email. People get this email in their inbox and they're like, why am I getting this email? This is spam. I don't remember signing up. And all of a sudden, you're being marked as spam and you're in trouble. So you've got to be relevant. You've got to keep them engaged. It's that iterative process. You've got to keep putting out those emails. You've got to create a content creation diary. So decide, I'm going to send out an email every Thursday. I'm going to send it out every Monday. I'm going to send it out on the 20th of every month. Whatever that length of time you've decided is correct for you and your subscribers, make sure you fulfill it. Now, losing subscribers. What you're going to find is often in a business is as your business grows and it slowly changes direction, people that sign up early on are not going to want to stay on that list. Don't be frightened of losing subscribers. You only want people on your list that are hyper-targeted. So as they move down that funnel, your marketing funnel, sometimes that marketing funnel is going to reject people. And that's okay. It's okay. Don't be worried if you lose the odd subscriber here, there on a regular basis. And we'll look at some metrics later on, but be prepared for that. And it's actually a healthy sign in a way because you and them are not a good match anymore. So don't be too worried. But we don't want to lose them for the wrong reasons. We don't want to lose them because we haven't bothered to email them in 12 weeks and now we're going to send them a special offer on the new shiny object you've got in your store that all of a sudden you think they need to have. That's not the way to manage your list. You really have to concentrate on retaining your list. And sometimes that can be difficult because it can seem like you're not getting much results from your list. You might get discouraged. You've got to push through that.